Hello, it's Maddie Adams, and welcome back. Today we're going to get into some more fun universe sandbox experiments. I know you guys like these, so we're going to do more of them. So today I was going to kind of mess around and throw some more moons in. So before we do that, just a couple fun facts about the moon. So the moon doesn't actually have a dark side. That's actually kind of number one. That's sort of fun because we just have a side that's tidally locked to us, so there's a side that we never see. It's the far side, but it's not always dark because it does get hit by the sun. So that's just number one before we get started here. And there's a couple of different ways that you can add moons in here. You can actually just click this button, or I like to kind of go more manual. So we will do both of Mars's moons, Phobos and Deimos. Just checking my sound here real quick. Just click this button. Okay, sounds good. So let's put in. I'm gonna try to put Deimos in right around the same distance as our moon, just so we give it a chance to maybe collide. We'll add us some. Oh, we have a second regular moon too. I think that happened when I hit add moons here. It just adds the known moon. I thought it would give you sort of a choice, but it does not. We'll put Io very close. Put Europa very far. And how many should we do? Ganymede. Callisto. Let's just go nuts right away. Why not? Don't see why not. What else we got here? Mimas. And Enceladus. You know what? I'm not stopping yet. Tethys. Put Dione in really close. And Ray. Alright. Hopefully, we don't get any collisions right away. Let's see here. Is it frozen? Shit. Can you actually see what I'm doing here? Okay, good. Sorry for the language there. My studio software is just being a bit weird here. But as long as you guys can see everything fine, just let me know in the comments if you're not seeing what I'm talking about. I really should have done an update on some things before I got started here, so let's hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Always keep your computers updated, guys. I work in IT and I get a little lazy with my own sometimes, you know. Alright, so far we actually don't have any collisions with all of our new moons here. Let's see if anything's really changing on Earth with like the motion. So you'd think that the length of our day should start changing. Rotational period is still more or less the same. How many moons do you think Earth could hold? Do you think we could have this many moons like this in a stable orbit? I don't know. I think we might be able to. I guess I can keep going with more. Oh, that is, I don't like that. Okay, so what was the last one we put in? Ray? Oh yeah, we gotta do Titan. This should cause some more issues. We'll put Titan in like really close. I wanna mess some stuff up here. Iapetus. These are mostly all of Jupiter's and Saturn's moons that we're throwing in here. Just a mixture of all the different moons from our solar system, really. Titanium. Triton. Charon. This is actually Pluto's buddy. Pluto's little binary companion. It's actually like half the size of Pluto. Half the So compared to the size of its host body, it is massive compared to any other moon in our solar system. I'll turn the music down. There. That should hopefully be. That should hopefully be a little bit better. Like that. There we go. Okay. Let's make sure this is nice and close to my face. Alright. That should be better. Alright, let's cause some problems here. We should get some tides. Do we see any problems going on with the tides yet? Not seeing anything too crazy. What about you guys? Oh, the Great Lakes are gone already. It does look like our tilt has changed a little bit too. That's different. You got some land appearing over here. What's going on down in Australia, New Zealand? I know everyone forgets about you, New Zealand, so I won't. Wow, look at all of these eclipses though. That's wild. Imagine just having eclipses like every couple days and then having like 5 eclipses in the same day. Whew, that was 2 in a row right there. Just had Titan and Charon fly by. Crazy. I put Titan in super close. We're gonna shred these in a little bit. I'm gonna make some rings. Don't worry. We'll make sure to get this nice and exciting. I'm actually just curious how... Oh! We got a collision over here. Triton just clashed with something. You know, and it makes you wonder when you think about um, the moon formation hypothesis and that something crashed into Earth. You know, if that happened, we would have had more than just the moon for quite a while. You know, possibly a second small little moonlet, even a ring, right? That eventually all coalesced or fell into Earth, or, just left our orbit and went somewhere else. Wow. Oh, wow, we're getting some pretty serious changes here. Let's slow this down. Take a look here. Let's see what we got. Still got our ice pack in the Himalayas. See what's our temperature looking like. We cooled down a little bit, I think. What do we got going on here? Not too much different there. Antarctica is still relatively similar. Check out North America here. I said the Great Lakes are gone already. We definitely have some changes. You know, you would imagine we would have massive, massive just tides. So, I don't think people would be living on the coasts like they do now, right? Definitely not. Oh man, we're getting lots of collisions. I might not even have to crash things together on purpose. Like, we're just gonna probably get a ring if I just sort of let it keep going for a while here. Got another crash out there. See if we can actually see one happen. That is one of the fun things about this game. You really don't know sometimes. Like, it can go for a while, and they just, you'll actually get everything. Like, sometimes I do things where I really think I'm gonna cause some serious damage, and it all falls into like a nice stable orbit. Or vice versa, I'll do something that I think is kind of easy, and it ends up being a bit more complicated than I thought. So the rise and fall of tides on Earth is caused by moons, but there's 2 bulges on Earth from the tides. So it's one on the side facing the moon and one on the side opposite that bulge and have high tides, and then the in between points are your low tide. So it sort of bulges the water out in like a slight football shape. This is Earth with all of our moons. You know, it would be way easier for us to think about colonization if we had just multiple moons around us, right? Like, not just one little moon to explore that's very close to us. So, you know, from that perspective, if we could still manage to create space travel, right? It'd be totally amazing. We'd have so many more stepping stones to start with, if you will, right? See what we got at the temperature here. Yeah, average temperature is still pretty chill. By the way, I looked up the average overall temperature of the Earth, and it's actually like more up in the 50s. Um, so I don't know if this might need to be updated a little bit. Um, Let me see here. Yeah, so the overall average temperature of Earth is approximately 59 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius, and that's just according to the AI, to space.com here. A couple of sources, World Atlas, so seems pretty legit. Oh, look at this. A nice little like land bridge forming here. So all the water probably just getting sucked out of here from the tides. Are we getting our land bridge back here? There's something's going on. It does look like the Earth is tilted for sure. It's hard to tell because I do so many goofy experiments in this game, I sometimes forget what the baseline is, you know? Wow. More collisions out here. So what do you think? Is this dust going to actually coalesce into a ring for right now? So we got two regular Earth moons, and then just a whole host of other moons from the solar system here. I forgot I put a bunch out here too. So now we just have like an entire Earth system. Totally wild. Alright, I'm gonna start smashing some of them together a little bit more, I think. Oh, that's weird on the eyes. I don't like that. Let's see. So we'll grab Titan over here. I'm just gonna like bunch them all up together. We're gonna see some problems. And we will see what it means for the fate of Earth. For the fate of the poor souls that live on this Earth. The poor, poor souls. This is gonna be sweet. Alright. Slow it way down. Turn off transform. And slow down some more. You're better off starting too slow than too fast if you really want to catch it. Boom, boom, boom. Doom, 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 doom. Oh, they're just skimming. Really, guys? Let's smash together a little bit more. Did I really not put them close enough? Oh, there we go. Boom. Oh, sorry, Earth. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think we're living here anymore, guys. So, you know, that would be the obvious issue with having a lot of moons is, you know, chances are we'd have one kind of getting closer and closer. I think one of Saturn's moons actually just started colliding with its rings. I forget which one, but it's got a little bit closer in with its orbit and it's been crashing into the rings now. Wow. Earth's just going to be a molten ball of doom. But we have gained some mass, so, you know, that's good if you like the gym. got a little pump on. We are hot and massive. Wow. Totally wild. This will probably make a nice little short. Oh man. This is honestly one of the most relaxing games I've ever played though. So I like doing this so much, hanging out with you guys, and this is probably what I would be doing anyways. At least like once a week. I love this game. Simulation game, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to start saving these too. And then we can sort of come back to some of these in later episodes, maybe. If we get ones that we like, we'll find out, hey, does Earth actually become habitable later on? Oh man. Totally wrecked. Earth with tons of moons. Earth has tons of moons. They have all crashed. Alright. Boom. Yeah, if you start playing this game, I would highly recommend, kind of save often when you get to somewhere that you enjoy, because you're gonna want to come back there, and you're gonna regret if you didn't save it. Wow. So if you're just jumping in, I added lots and lots and lots of moons around Earth, and then I had them actually orbiting pretty stable, but that was no fun. So we watched that for a little bit, watched the cool eclipses, and because there were like just all kinds of eclipses going on all the time, and then got some crashing and smashing going on. And this is our new Earth. Let's see I wonder what it looks like if we remove the atmosphere. Oops. So this is what it looks like under the atmosphere. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that tracks. That makes sense. Whoop. Now viewing with atmosphere. Nice. Time is at 8:18. Now it's crazy that we're still finding moons. Just found a smaller moon in Uranus, hiding in one of the rings or behind it. Still finding really small moons around Saturn. Got well over 100 now. I look up how many moons Saturn and Jupiter have pretty regularly, and I can never remember because every time you look it up, sources are different because they're not even updated yet for the new moons that have been found. And we still have some more collisions going on out here. Just gonna speed this up. I'm kind of curious if Earth's gonna get to like. It'd be interesting to see once it cools back down, because like we know for sure our Earth has had some really cataclysmic events in the past, and that generally they were probably. I mean, they helped with life on Earth, obviously, because life happened here. So, you know, who knows? Maybe not all cataclysms are bad if, it creates the right conditions and you're dropping the right materials and stuff in there, right? It probably didn't actually change our composition up too much. Um, Although I'd imagine it's going to be like more rocky on the surface now because we probably didn't add as much water. We probably added a lot more rock, so. But we shall see. Because I said, I don't have all of these numbers memorized. Very nice. Can you guys see everything that's going on right now? Like, can you see? I don't know if my screen capturing software is working right. You should be seeing Earth crashing into like everything right now, and it's not. I'm really sorry, guys. I think I gotta update my software. What the heck? Yeah, I'll be right back because this is not displaying what you guys are supposed to see. I'm so sorry for that. Give me a couple minutes. Where's my dashboard? Okay. All right. I really, really apologize about that. Okay. So now you should actually be able to see everything. Okay. So that was really awesome. That sucks that I had to have been recording it in a loop, or I just haven't restarted my computer recently enough, but see, that's why I wish I would have actually saved it a little bit earlier, but I did save it. So, alright, here we go. We're back at it. There we go. So yeah, sorry about that. I had like I said, I had the recording in a loop or something in the background, so I didn't really notice till I went down and looked at my phone. Alright. So we're back at it though. So yeah, I added a bunch of moons and we have them just colliding now, and I wish I could go backwards. Maybe I'll kind of start back over if you guys want to, let me know. But I put a bunch of moons here around the Earth. We got 2 of our regular moons, and then just Europa, Callisto. I put Titan in here, Triton, just all different moons from around the solar system, and they smashed into Earth. So actually let me restart it because you guys really missed the good part. Alright, back at it. So, back to Earth, give it a pause. Kind of look at our baseline here. So the surface temperature. This does need to be updated because according to the internets, the surface temperature of Earth is higher than that now. So let's just go here. And I'm just gonna add them all in close. We're gonna have fun right away. Since I messed that up for you guys a little bit. Both of Mars's moons, Phobos and Deimos. Put Io in really close. We want to get some collisions early. Europa. Actually, it might be better this time since I already did it once. I might practice on accident. Ganymede. Callisto. Mimas. I'll just have to cut that beginning part out later. Enceladus. I'll put these, like, a lot of them just kind of basically in the same orbit. Tethys. Dione. Pew. What's your favorite moon? I'm a Titan guy. I know that's kind of a basic answer, but hey. I'm basic. Titan. Dun, dun, dun. Titan's larger than Mercury, by the way. And we call Mercury a planet. I'm really gonna keep going on about this Pluto not being a planet thing. I know it's something that interests people. I said, this is Charon, this is Pluto's little binary companion. Boom. You know what? I want to put Pluto in here too. Look, Pluto's smaller than a bunch of these moons, though. What do you think? Should Pluto be a planet or not? And what's your reason? I need to get a quieter mouse, too. I'm very aware of this. Let's see what we got. Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. That's a Rick and Morty reference. I hope you got it. Yeah, more moons. Yeah, like I said, if you were watching earlier, I do apologize. I don't know why the background recording was like in a loop or something. It was just showing you the same crap while I was sitting here rambling, so. Alright, let's go. I mean, it would be a really beautiful sky. Could you imagine just looking up and seeing all of this? Let's get rid of these trails. There we go. That's prettier. Pretty. Nice. Very nice. I put them all in close. So the first time I was doing this, when you guys couldn't see, I put them out actually a little bit further, so it took a while for anything to really get going, so this is going to be better anyways. But just look at all these eclipses that we would be having here. Pluto's about to get smashed. Bam. Bye, Pluto. Oh, bye, Titan. Nah, Titan's going to stay together. He just took a little damage. He's just going to be a bit more Titanic now. Oh no, we're getting bombarded. Oh no. Help. I don't think the fire department can really do too much right now. Oh, we got the dust coalescing. We had a big explosion back here I missed. Let me save this real quick. I always save too late. I gotta get back in that habit of saving early and often, you know. Lots of moons exploding. It's pretty self-explanatory. Save. Get back to it. Yeah, I do like. I don't have a lot of my old games saved on here. I did back them up somewhere. I backed them all up on my OneDrive somewhere, so I do have my old simulations saved somewhere, but I haven't. Oof. That was bright. I don't know if I've ever seen something like that before. Those colors specifically. Wow. Earth, how you doing? Yeah, we're not very alive. Oh boy. The James Webb is too bad they can't capture any of this because, yeah, actually the James Webb's cameras are so powerful they can't really aim them at Earth. Wouldn't be able to get anything in any sort of. It's meant for very deep space. So if you see a flat earther on the internet, they'll be like, "Oh, how come you can't get a picture of the whole Earth with?" And which, by the way, the GOES East satellite on NOAA takes pictures of the entire Earth all the time. It just has a satellite stationary staring at the Earth. You can look at it live at any time. It's actually really awesome. It's called GOES, G-O-E-S. You can look at your specific region of Earth. It's a firework. Katy Perry. Nice. Get rid of that side panel there. Nice. Hopefully get a nice short or two out of this, you know. Very nice. Oh, is Titan still hanging out by itself? No. Yeah, Titan's still alive, man. Totally. Totally, dude. Totally, dude. Party like a rock star. I like doing this and hanging out with you guys, though. It's fun. For sure. And speed things up and... Oh, maybe once the collisions stop, maybe we'll be able to get some sort of a habitable Earth. Maybe Titan is gonna stick around in a tight orbit for good. I don't know. It's coming awfully close, though. Let's see here. Fragment, fragment, fragment. Yeah, I don't know. Titan might actually stick in that orbit for a while. Let's see. Let's get rid of some of this dust. Oof. Another big collision there. Curious if we will get life, if Earth will come back to habitable at all now. That's kind of where I was at before. Because we are going to cool back down. You know. Those dust clouds are going to coalesce. What do you think might have survived this on Earth? Who knows? The cockroaches. I don't even think the cockroaches survived this, but maybe some microbial life, right? Probably didn't totally wipe everything out, I would think. I think we'd still have some microbial life or something going on right now. Let's speed this on up. Just trying to cool the Earth back down. We'll see what we get here. Let's see what we look like without our atmosphere right now. I'm kind of curious. Visuals, atmosphere. Huh. Well, we still got like some of our shape. You can still see the continents. Oh, I don't know what's going on over here. All right. Africa, like, still seems to look like Africa, though. Maybe Africa didn't really get directly hit too much. Turn this atmosphere back on here. What is going on? Actually, I want to look at this again. Wow, what is going on here? South America, North America. I do not know. Crazy. We're down to 820 degrees, though. I think Earth is going to become habitable again. And 2 small suns. Yeah, that would be fun. We'll do that in a minute. You know what? I'm going to save this. I'm gonna start saving some of these so that we can come back to them on later lives, because I'm gonna start doing these every Tuesday, guys, so. Let's see. Live 9/23 25. Earth smashed by moons. Earth smashed by a bunch of moons. Continue to simulate to see what Earth looks like once it cools down. Alright. Ba-bam. Alright, we're gonna do 2 small suns, hey? Oh yeah, the regular moon is still standing. And Titan. Well, I got this saved, so we can come back to it. All planets, all moons. replace button. Replace, replace, replace. You know what? I'll just delete it because we're going to want to put a binary pair in here anyways. I do need to find out. I think there's a replace button in here somewhere. Make my life so much easier. Okay. So let's do 2 red dwarfs, hey? Or 2 smaller. So Wolf 359. This is only 94 masses of Jupiter. Let's see. We're going to want it still, probably. Or binary. I'll do still. And then we'll do one that's a little bit bigger. So, okay, so this one is 1/3 of the mass of the Sun. 3.58 radiuses of Jupiter, radii. And if you wonder why, as the radius as the mass increases a lot, the radius doesn't increase as much, it's because everything is starting to get condensed more from all the pressure. So put this in a binary. EV Lacerte. Alright. They're a little bit off-centered. We'll see how this goes. Entering a binary orbit with each other, but they are traveling, which is going to cause us some serious problems. I would imagine Earth is already cooling down. Probably. Yep. Already starting to cool down here. And yes, I should probably change my system settings to Fahrenheit, being an American, but, you know, everyone else in the world uses Celsius too, so I try to, like, that way when I switch it, I am kind of maybe teaching myself conversions in my head as I do it. That's the idea. Alright, Mercury's looping back around, but I think it's just gonna get launched. A lot of us might just get lost. I think Earth is just, we might not have enough mass here because altogether we still only have not even half the mass of the Sun, probably like less than around 0.4 of the mass of the Sun. So, and because they started kind of traveling together. Let's see here. Wonder if I can fix it a little bit. Get back here. You also. Uh-oh, now they're just gonna crash. Eee! Whoopsie. How you like me now? How you like me now? Maybe I should have just kept it how it was. Alright, I'm gonna start this over, try to get them into just like a still more stable binary orbit, but try making a small sun orbit the Earth. Yeah. See, this is why it's nice doing this with people. Because sometimes, I don't want to say I run out of ideas. I mean, there's pretty much like unlimited stuff you can do here, but yeah. Alright, I'll try to find a really small one. Wolf is pretty small. Let's see, 94.3 masses of Jupiter. Let's see if we can find anything smaller than that. I mean, you can't really get a star too much smaller than this. Yeah. We'll use Wolf. Yeah, look, it's actually like, radius-wise, it's not that much bigger than Earth, but it's way more massive. Let's see what this star does. If I get rid of Saturn, everything's gonna fly around. I'll do it in a little bit, but it wrecks. Oh, yeah. See, that's what would happen, because, like I said, even though a small star is just huge compared to Earth, right? I mean, the same thing would happen even if we were to try to to put Jupiter in orbit around Earth. It would go the other way around. Below it. Let's see what I can do. Or I wonder if... Let's try this. Alright, so let's go back to Wolf. Wolf 359. Okay. Like, what if we had a second sun? Because, like I said, if a star is going to be so massive that if you put it really close to a planet, it's going to suck it in, right? But what if we actually tried to put it somewhere like here? Now we might actually get a stable orbit, but we're going to have daytime twice on Earth at certain points, right? So, like, nighttime is going to kind of be a thing of the past pretty soon. Right now we're not actually in between them, but you can see we have way more than 50% light cover. Right? Oh, maybe not. Let's see. And Wolf is going to be a much dimmer star too. So it's out over here. Let's let this kind of just cook for a little bit. And I would imagine we're going to get way hotter also. Oh, everything is shifting. It shouldn't be doing that. I think that it has made our solar system start moving altogether. Yeah, that is actually happening. Okay. Is it everything or just the inner planets? Oh man, this is going to be interesting. I'll let this ride for a little bit. Where's Earth at? So you would imagine the worst time to be on Earth is when we get between these two, right? Like when we're over here, things probably aren't that bad, right? This is a smaller star, probably not affecting us too much except for the occasional insane solar flare because it's a red dwarf and we're gonna get those. But once you come around and get in between them, like I said, we should have perpetual daylight. I wonder if the graphics in the game are gonna properly represent that. And pause. Yeah, I would imagine, you know, Jupiter's not going to be affected as much, Danny. LGM. Thanks for a suggestion, LGM. I appreciate it. Yeah, we should have like double daylight right now. Yeah, we got the kind of the reddish daylight on this side. So for like, I don't know, maybe 3 months, you would have reddish nighttime and then regular daytime. But you would never have nothing in the sky. I wonder what this nighttime sky would look like from here. I mean, it wouldn't even look that massive in the sky probably, which is kind of crazy. Shifting here. No, it looks like Jupiter and Saturn are moving with us. Yeah, everything's moving with us. It has just thrown. But we have stability, though. It's actually in a stable orbit. I know destruction is fun, but actually stability is much more difficult to achieve in this game. Definitely smash some things together at the end, as always, though. So Wolf 359 is at 94.3 masses of Jupiter, but only slightly larger in the radius because it's more dense. Surface temperature is 2454 Kelvin compared to our sun, so it's about half the temperature of our sun. So it still should be adding quite a bit. I just want to simulate this through a little bit. Yeah, I'll speed it up some more. Because I think, oh yeah, look at Venus. Venus is having trouble now. You can definitely see, yeah, maybe I said stable way too soon because yeah, we're sort of bouncing around here. It looks like the orbits are getting pulled and tugged in different directions, and now Mars's orbital path is crossing ours. So over long time scales, you're gonna for sure definitely have some collisions going on here. Did something just go into the sun? Or is that just its tail? I think it's just its tail. Nice. Our second little sun out here. You know, the fact that it's a smaller sun though, it's like, if it was out past Neptune or something, like, we'd probably be fine. It almost wouldn't even make too much of a difference, one would think. Check out this double daytime again. We have our red lit daytime over here. Are you still turning all your lights on at night? Or are you just gonna enjoy the red? I wonder what that would do for crime. Do you think crime at night would increase or decrease when you have a red sun in the sky versus complete darkness? You know, most crimes happen at night. Do you think it would actually reduce crime? Yeah, I thought I saw something go into. Did we lose? Let's see. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Maybe we lost a moon or something. Well, you can rewind and look, Danny. I can't. And I will say, I don't even like listening to my own voice, but I like rewatching these sometimes because when you're playing this game, you do miss things. Like, you're looking at something and then you're like, oh wow, like something exploded over there in the corner. I can't make it go too much faster than this. I need more RAM. Tacked out right now. Yeah, I mean, I think we are alive still, like... Probably have crazy tides again. But we're heating up a lot. Let's see. Actually, no, it looks like our temperature's stabilized a little. Well, let's see, as we get between them, we're gonna heat up. We would just have different seasons, I suppose. Yeah, we're not too bad, except for the fact that we're like almost definitely gonna collide with another one of the rocky planets. Do we still have our moon? Yeah, we still got our moon. Does Mars still have its moons? Yep, Mars still has Phobos and Deimos. I don't think anything's been ejected yet, Danny, but... You can see the sun is forming a big loop here, though, so eventually Wolf and the sun are pulling into a binary orbit here is what looks like it's happening, so... I thought we had some sort of stability, but I don't think that's going to be that way because, like you said, the mass of our solar system now exists, the very center now exists somewhere right here. Good old Barry, you know, he's just always messing up everything. You try to have a good day, and Barry just ruins it, you know? Oh, jeez. Yeah, usually I end at 9, but I jacked up like the first 20 or 30 minutes here, so I'm gonna probably go till about 9:30 today. And I'm gonna start doing this every Tuesday, the simulations. I'm probably gonna start going live another day of the week too for space news, I think. That way I'll have a nice schedule. Oh yeah, look at Jupiter and Saturn crossing here. Yeah, and Jupiter and Saturn, they're not as much of big dogs in our solar system as they were anymore, right? Because Wolf is still 94 times heavier than Jupiter. Or more massive, I should say. That's not, mass and weight are not the exact same thing. What's weight, Danny? Mass times density or something? Physics boy. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna zoom into Earth. Let's see if how our tides are looking and all that kind of stuff. What do we got? Oops. Way too fast. Dude, the Great Lakes always go. It kind of scares me now living in Milwaukee that every time I mess stuff up in simulations, something happens to the Great Lakes first. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, mass divided by, yeah. Thank you, Physics Danny. Jeez. Alright. Let's get some havoc. Havoc. Now sit back, relax, and watch the solar system wreck itself. Because it didn't check itself. So, as you're probably aware, you have to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So, unfortunately. Sorry. That's my sense of humor. Chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. Chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah. Definitely didn't check ourselves. And being a nerd who listens to rap is the worst combination, I know. I listen to a lot of music. Music is great. Should always listen to a few songs a day, I think. Just make sure they're good ones. Alright, I'm gonna save this one and go back to the last one. This is gonna take a little while, but like I said, it'll be nice having some awesome saved simulations like this where we can go back and just keep getting deeper and deeper into them as we continue with our lives. Let's see. Wolf 357 second sun. Wolf 357 second sun. Everything is falling out of orbit as they become binary. Alright. I see this. Yeah, Jupiter and Saturn, they're... Should I keep it here for a little while? If you want me to stay here, let me know. I'm here for your entertainment, so... And my own, but mostly yours. The goal is... If it entertains you guys, it'll probably entertain me, right? Nice. Uranus and Neptune even appear to be getting tugged. So yeah, That's what's interesting when you just think about the sheer scale of the universe, you know, that when you think about like a quote unquote little star, there's really no such thing as like a little star, you know, like it's, you know, because I did an episode where we did how many Jupiters would it take to create a red dwarf, right? Now, a red dwarf is, I think, like you said, it'd take like 75 to 90 masses of Jupiter. So Wolf is about like the smallest star we think is possible. Any smaller than that, you're going to have a brown dwarf. Between like 13 masses of Jupiter and 70 masses of Jupiter, so you're going to have a brown dwarf, which is a failed star. And I think you have just like some fusion going on with deuterium, but not hydrogen. So that's why it's considered a failed star. But I'll have to go back and double check all that to be sure, because I'm just going off the top of my head. But yeah. But even then, you know, like I said, even Jupiter is just absolutely massive compared to us. So, you know, you talk about putting a second star into our current solar system. Now, one thing I actually should do in the future here is we'll do like more realistic simulations, right? So like things that could actually happen. So for example, things flying through us, right? Or like if our solar system were to fly through. And so I think a fun thing to do probably would be to kind of launch another star through, right? At a certain speed and see what happens. Wolf 359 is it's a red dwarf. So that's why when Earth is in between them, that's why you have, if you notice, there was still like a dark side of Earth, but it was just a reddish hue. So it wasn't completely, totally dark, right? But it wouldn't be, like I said, it wouldn't be super light either. So here we're right in between them again. Yeah, so you still have a night side, but you see it has this reddish glow. So, you know, this would be a very dim star in our night sky. You know, you'd just be seeing it as a nice little, like, red glow like that. Oh, boy. Oh, okay, we're losing moons now. Now we're getting interesting. Yeah, we're not going any faster than that. This Earth is on fire. Venus still kind of looks like Venus. Earth still kind of looks like Earth without any Great Lakes, and the ice pack has changed quite a bit too. What's our temperature at? Which makes sense. Surface. Actually seems like we've got colder overall. But that's likely due to our position changing. The position of our orbit. And we might be actually farther from the regular sun here, which is going to make more of an effect on us. Alright, do a surface check, see. Visuals. Lighting. Oh, that's under view here. There we go. There we go. Flashlight. This way we can just see everything. Oh, wow. What is going on right there? Yeah, totally wild. Look, we have all this new land up here. It's just kind of opened up. I think this used to be ice covered. Wow, what is going on here? New lake. New lake, who this? This is getting dried up. This is bigger. Wow. Britain's like still okay. okay for some reason. Dang it. No. Sorry if you're from England. Just kidding. Africa's chilling. They're doing okay still. The Congo's looking like a little desolate. South America's still looking cool. Southern Hemisphere's looking pretty chill. All right. Wow. All America. Yeah, I think most of my followers are from America, but I don't want to discriminate. We'll see. I don't know if that many people around the world really like Americans for science content right now, but we'll see. Who knows? I wonder, what people in other countries think of our accent. Do we have like a cool accent or no? Although when you ask most people to do an American accent, they do like a cowboy kind of thing. You're like, hey y'all. Alright, I'm saving this and I'm going back to our last one. That was more Smash-tastic. And then we're gonna get into a little bit of smashing, and then I'm getting out of here. Those tectonic. Yeah, I don't know, I don't know how life would be. I don't know if we could have life like this. Now, obviously, if a system like this formed over a long period of time, you wouldn't have the initial disturbance. So that's not to say that life couldn't exist in a system like this, but you would have to get these into a binary, and then more than likely you would want a planet that's sort of orbiting both of them and still in a habitable zone. But even then, you run into the three-body problem. Where you're probably just not going to have stability for nearly as long. Ooh, Mars and Sedna collision. They're always adding in new simulations. So normally the dwarf planet Sedna orbits the Sun beyond the orbit of Pluto, far from the planet Mars. In this simulation, however, Sedna passes right by Mars's two moons, Phobos and Deimos, to crash into Mars's surface. The surface of Mars is heated by the impact, and most of the fragments produced by Sedna fly off into space. I just want to position it good because I might probably make a short out of this. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's hard to tell what would happen. It would be a completely different system. Nice. So Sedna. It's a nice size. Maybe we should crash Sedna into Earth next. The craziest part about, a large collision like this is, if you notice, fragments get ejected out into the atmosphere and then orbit back around and crash back down. Okay, so this isn't like an exit wound over here. This was a chunk of Sedna that orbited halfway around and crashed. So after a large asteroid impact, you would have all this secondary stuff. War of God. God of War, yeah. Well, that's why Holst the planet's Mars is the bringer of war. Mars, the bringer of war. That is cool. Wow. The cow thing still makes me giggle every time. More exploding moons. This was fun. Oh man. Just got bombarded by a frickin' plasma dust storm of doom. Oh no. Did the Hubble Space Telescope just... Oh no, it's still by us. Oh, no. Not no more. Bye, Hubble. You have served us well. We appreciate you. You are a good soldier. You have fallen in battle. We will pay homage to you. need some of this for a short. Boom. Dial Titan Ganymede. No. Get rid of this panel here. No. Yeah, how many moons do you think a planet like Earth could realistically hold in a stable orbit? You think we could have... Or what if we had like 2 moons, or like half the mass of our moon? That'd be kind of interesting. Alright, I'll take Saturn out for you. Saturn, where are you? Pause. Say goodbye to Saturn. Alright, I'm gonna tell you what happens before it happens. Depending on the current trajectory of the moons, they're either gonna launch inward and they're gonna form an asteroid belt, essentially, or a debris belt, or they're gonna launch into stuff in the inner solar system, or they're gonna get ejected. But either way, we're gonna end up getting a pretty large belt. And remember, we also have crazy hot Earth. Hot and massive. Oh boy. What's going on here? So now it's just the Wild West out here now. This like isn't even really our solar system anymore. It's just totally crazy. Wow. Totally crazy. Yeah, I wasn't gonna delete all the moons. It's not all 3 possibilities. All 3 of those things are gonna happen simultaneously. See? Woo! So we've lost some already. There's Voyager, New Horizon. Uh-oh. Zoom, shoom, 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 shoom. Just launching through like bullets. See, so like I said, you're gonna get some that go in, some are gonna stay in their general orbit. Yeah, they're being haters. Oh no. How's Earth doing? Well, good news is it looks like we've shedded all of our moons from Jupiter leaving. I guess Jupiter was kind of helping hold all of our stuff together, so this might have actually been good news for 20 moon Earth. You know, I mean, things really where we were at weren't gonna get much worse. Look, we're actually cooling back down. I still can't believe that there's a Tesla flying around in outer space. Jeez. I'm going in. Yeah, this is not good for us. Well, like I said, I mean, it's better than it was when we had, you know, just a whole crap ton of moons colliding into us. Definitely, I would say. Where even are we? But now we're in like a whole belt with a bunch of other stuff in our orbit, and then we're just gonna have random bullets of Saturn's moons flying through. Oh, there's the Tesla Roadster. Say hello to our new solar system. So yeah, Jupiter, and to a lesser extent Saturn and the ice giants, kind of do really help hold everything together. Yeah. And, a lot of scientists think that Jupiter actually deflects a lot of asteroids from us too, or absorbs them, or takes them into our orbit, into its orbit. But it could also help launch things into the inner solar system as well. Yeah, Titan's doing what it wants. Oh yeah. All of Jupiter's moons got jacked up too, it looks like. All of the moons are just not where they were anymore. Wow. Wild. We've lost them. Titan. Yeah, crazy. But, the crazy thing is that, like, the longer you simulate it, everything will kind of eventually fall in. So I think what I'll do is, like, after I get off today, on my own time, I'm gonna kind of just simulate the crap out of some of this time, because it's gonna take a while and it's not gonna be as fun to do on live. And then we'll sort of revisit some of these and we'll see, if we got any sort of stability, if Earth, became, like, somewhat habitable again or not. Alright, but I think that is it for the night, so I'm going to get out of here now. So thanks for hopping in. I appreciate you for coming by. And like I said, we're going to do this every Tuesday night. I'm going to come back and I will do some new stuff, and we'll probably continue along with this as well. So thanks for visiting. Have a great day.